Good evening, it's Seth at Houghton. I just thought I'd have a quick wander along this lower beat at the moment. I'm just above where the fishing hut is and just show you the amount of life we've got going on in this water. The hatch is unbelievable. Got clouds of sedges coming off at the moment. There's absolutely thousands of them right the full length of the river. I've got a couple of your guys fishing below me. There are clouds and clouds of these things coming off at the moment, and it's now nicely gone 8 o'clock at night. And the fish are only now just starting to come up this past half hour or so, but there's, hopefully you can see in there, there's clouds of these things. Quite a few olives coming off. Seen a couple of mayfly as well, to be fair, that I don't think they might have a problem to find a friend at this time of the year, but you never know. They're absolutely clouds and clouds of these flies. Everywhere you look, the water surface just above it is covered with hundreds and hundreds of, well, those are biggish sedges that are in that cloud there. What we got here, and that there in the middle of the photograph there is a little grebe nest. Now what they do cleverly is when she's jumped off it, they pull a piece of vegetation over the top to hide the eggs. Then that'll be her. They're just moving in the grass. I'll leave that quiet a minute, but that's a little grebe nest. You don't think it is, you just think it's a mound of weed, but it isn't. It's a little grebe nest, and as she leaves it, as I've disturbed her, she pulls a little bit of vegetation across so the crows don't nick the eggs. I'll wander up the lawn a little bit. Get more sedges, fish rising on that slightly shallower part up there. There's a mayfly coming down the river. Like I say, clouds and clouds of fly life. And I say these fish are only coming up. They've been sat there during the odd ones have been showing, but it's this time of night onwards when it's starting to come more alive, and these fish are looking up for the food now. They're starting to move into the midwater and look for food coming up. They're realising it's getting a bit darker as well, so they're looking to fill their bellies before they go to bed for the night. There's a slightly misformed mayfly as well. There isn't hundreds, but that's a couple. Nice fish rising there, middle of the river. Some smaller wildies rising on that shallow. Bit better fish in the middle of the river. That's a better fish out there. There's one spring ditch end. Some really nice fish starting to show, but that is a nice fish out there. Heron up there somewhere. Where's he gone? There he is. Heron on his way down the river. He's only passing through. So these fish have only just started to move up into that faster water where they're in the current. And when they're in the current, they're generally looking to feed. They're not going to expend energy waiting for something to happen. They're there looking, when you see them moving into that faster flowing water where they have to work to stand still, if you like, they're looking to feed. So put something nice and big and fluffy over them. And it's been proved again this last week or so that dry your fly off, take your time with your fly. Makes a big difference to how that fly presents itself on the water. A dead fly doesn't look appetising to anything. But these fluffy ones, I say grey wolf are a lovely fly because they can look fluffy and they sit there nicely and present themselves really well on top of the water. So I'm fairly convinced it's not the fly, it's that presentation that makes the difference. Got 4 or 5 fish moving out there now, all nice size, and some smaller ones just in the front there. Anyway, there you go, a little look at the lower beat down at Houghton Lodge, and we look back down the river. There's fish moving more or less the full length of it now, odd ones. There you go. Quick look at Houghton Lodge tonight. Thank you.